The first thing the kids see is not a monster. It is a light falling out of the evening sky, bright enough to make play stop cold. Flatwoods, West Virginia is small enough that a strange light can become everybody's problem before supper cools. The boys have been playing football when the horizon suddenly does something the horizon is not supposed to do. A glowing streak cuts down behind the hill, and the ordinary world quietly loses its warranty. For a second, the town has the perfect adventure logic. Something fell, so somebody has to go look. This is how bad decisions become folklore, not because people are stupid, but because curiosity has legs. The boys run for Kathleen May, because adults are useful when the sky starts throwing hardware. Kathleen does not treat it like a bedtime story. She treats it like a problem walking toward her house. She gathers the children, and older local boy Eugene Lemon brings a flashlight into the dark. 7 people step out toward the Fisher farm, not as ghost hunters, just neighbors following a falling light. The hill is not far, which somehow makes it worse, because fear has less time to become unbelievable. They pass from porch light into field dark, and every tree becomes a possible witness. Somewhere ahead, the woods hold a red glow that does not belong to a quiet farm night. By the time they climb, the story has already changed from sighting to encounter. The flashlight beam starts doing that horror movie thing where it only makes the dark feel more organized. Witnesses later describe a smell, choking, heat, and a mist that makes the hillside feel chemically wrong. The beam catches branches, leaves, fence shapes, and then something that is not shaped like a fence. There is a tall form ahead, taller than a person should be in that spot. Let us pause on that, because the word tall is where the human brain starts sharpening knives. A red face or face-like glow appears under a hooded, spade-shaped head. The body below it is remembered as greenish, dark, metallic, or just impossible to place. The arms are small or claw-like, maybe hanging, maybe moving, depending on which terrified memory gets the floor. It does not need to run at them, because running would almost make it normal. The thing seems to glide, and the entire group decides survival is better than scholarship. They bolt down the hill, children and adult all suddenly equal under panic. Some accounts remember sickness afterward, as if the hill came home inside their lungs. The sighting lasts minutes at most, but that is plenty of time for a town to be permanently rearranged. By morning, Flatwoods has a monster, a meteor, an Air Force problem, and a lot of people talking fast. Newspapers love stories like this because the headline already has teeth. And in 1952, flying saucers are not fringe wallpaper. They are part of the national weather. The summer has already trained America to look up and ask whether the sky is keeping secrets. Cold War nerves, saucer reports, and local rumor all arrive at the same little hill. That is the part people miss. The Flatwoods Monster does not appear in an empty culture. It walks into a country already rehearsing for invasion from above. Project Blue Book eventually has to put the case into the language of reports and explanations. Blue Book wants location, timing, witness statements, and something that can be filed without screaming. But a form on a desk is not the same thing as 7 people running downhill in the dark. The file can hold the case, it cannot hold the adrenaline. The monster spreads because it has exactly the right shape for memory, simple, weird, and hard to correct. Artists draw it. Tourists recognize it. West Virginia gives it a chair, a sign, and a little kingdom. That does not make it evidence, but it does make it powerful. Now let the wild version come alive, because pretending nobody imagined it is just dishonest. In the wild version, the meteor is not a meteor, it is a visitor dropping behind the ridge. The red glow is not swampy confusion, it is machinery breathing through the trees. The mist is exhaust, the smell is something not from this atmosphere, and the hill is suddenly a landing zone. The children are not just witnesses anymore, they are standing on the edge of a science fiction door. The flashlight finds the guardian first, tall, rigid, helmeted by shadow, watching from the tree line. Its red face does not explain itself. It only holds still long enough to become unforgettable. That is why the alien version works so well. It gives fear a clean costume and a stage entrance. The creature does not attack because the story is scarier if it might. It slides forward just enough for every witness to know the rules have changed. Then the hill breaks open into feet, breath, flashlight shake, and the oldest command in the brain, run. If this were only fiction, that would be the whole meal, and honestly, not a bad one. But daylight is rude, and daylight starts asking practical questions. The falling light was almost certainly a meteor seen by many people over a wide area. A meteor can look close when it is not close, and low when it is not low. It can make a whole neighborhood feel selected when the event is actually passing over everyone. That explains the light, but it does not automatically explain the thing on the hill. The most famous grounded answer is wonderfully annoying: a barn owl in a tree. A barn owl has a heart-shaped face that can look violently strange under a flashlight. Its eyes can catch light. Its body can seem too tall if the branch and trunk become part of the silhouette. If it spreads or shifts, human memory may supply arms, metal, height, and intent. Put that owl above people already chasing a fireball, and you have a biological jump scare with special effects. This is not the boring answer. This is nature doing an unpaid horror internship. The sickness reports have possible ordinary explanations too: panic, exertion, vegetation smell, or suggestion after the scare. None of that means the witnesses lied, and that distinction matters a lot. A wrong interpretation can still begin with a real experience. The story gets stronger when we let the witnesses be human instead of forcing them to be fools or prophets. What still does not fit neatly is the precision of the remembered shape. People did not just say they saw something, they described something with a face, a body, and motion. Maybe that is memory hardening around fear. Maybe it is repetition polishing the same strange outline. Maybe the best evidence in the case is not what was on the hill, but what the hill did to people. It turned children into witnesses, a mother into a defender, and a town into a destination. It also gave UFO culture one of its cleanest creature designs, simple enough for a sticker, weird enough for a nightmare. There are no reliable close photographs of the encounter, no wreckage, no repeat landing, and no recovered alien lunchbox. There is a report trail, a public memory trail, and a hill that keeps getting climbed in imagination. That is the residue, not proof of a visitor, but proof that one night can keep making visitors out of us. Here is the verdict: aliens are the fun version, but the file does not earn the alien version. Meteor plus owl is the most plausible mechanical answer, and it is stronger than people want it to be. But plausible does not mean emotionally complete. The Flatwoods case survives because it sits right where explanation and experience refuse to shake hands. A light fell. 7 people climbed. Something looked back, or seemed to. And for a few minutes, a West Virginia hill became the edge of the universe. That is why the monster stays in the town, even after the alien answer weakens. Not because it proves the sky sent somebody, but because it proves the ordinary world can suddenly stop feeling ordinary.